Alright. Brenton Plays Magic is my channel, and my name is Brenton. I appreciate you watching. Please subscribe as always, like the videos, all that cool stuff. So, our second league with Green Red Ponza. The first league, we went 4-1. Our only loss was to the Hollow One Vengevine deck. And I don't know, I kind of think the matchup is kind of hard on us because they don't need a lot of mana. Blowing up their lands doesn't phase them too much because they have so much that just recurs from the yard. So we really need to land some of our graveyard removal. And right now, I'm kind of on the fence about the Scavenging Ooze. I put it in there because there are games where, you know, picking apart his graveyard and also having a threat are pretty cool. And there's some life gain there as well. Relic helps us, and yeah, so does Grafdigger's Cage. It'll help against the blood gas and all that kind of stuff. And if they're really doing like the dredge thing with Prize Amalgam, Narcomoebas, and all that stuff, it works there too. So between the 3 cards, you would think we could get there. If I see more of that kind of deck in league play, I might just get rid of the Ooze and get another Relic. I've got a Nature's Claim in there too. Because, well, just sometimes you come across that strange enchantment that kind of gets on your nerves. So it's coming useful from time to time. The rest of the deck, I believe, is the same as the last time. Even the sideboard might be the same. Just kind of going over it. The only big difference that you might see in my deck from other guys is I'm running main board Bonfire of the Damned over Pia and Kieran, which I prefer at the moment. Might change down the road, but landing that Bonfire for Miracle is just an amazing feeling. And sometimes Pia and Kieran just feel a little bit slow. So let's go ahead and try to get a match in. This is the friendly league. I'm just approaching this without a lot of pressure. I do want to eventually 5-0 league. I haven't done that yet, which is kind of disappointing. The last league we played, starting off so strong, and then losing our 3rd match and then turning around and winning the 4th and 5th. You know, yeah, 4-1 is nothing to slouch at. I dig it. You know, we get our 80 play points back. We got 4 or so treasure chests or whatever. Of course, they didn't yield anything good. I'd like some input if anyone who actually watches these videos would like to comment on anything they've ever got out of a treasure chest that was worth 2 shits. Because me, I haven't. Not to say that there's not some stuff out there, but it's really not the allure for me. It's really, you know, the leagues draw better players, and it's a better process for gaining experience. Definitely better than playing the free matches, because you're not going to see quite as much jank out there. As far as tournament practice goes, it's the way to go. Or the competitive league if you want to play a little bit more money and take a little bit better risk. Okay, so definitely a mulligan. We've got 0 ramp, and everything we have. You know, if we had that 1 ramp spell like trade and you know, name a card, trade it for a Utopia Thrall or Arbor Elf, we might be able to go there. Not quite as explosive, but we do have the ability to get a turn 2 Blood Moon down. And he went down to 6, so that's helpful for our cause. So we'll keep this hand. Let's hope we don't get the Blood Moon Inquisition. That Blood Moon's on the bottom for sure. Watery Grave. Looks like we're going to get the Thoughtseize or Inquisition. Okay. It's funny how you can sometimes just, you know, call that. the Inquisitions and Thoughtseizes and shit. They're everywhere in the modern format. I mean, they're two of the best black cards, two of the most played black cards. So, Death Shadow, likely, is what I'm going to assume. He's trying to make his mind up on Utopia's Sprawl or Blood Moon. That is an interesting play, which makes me think that he probably has a way to deal with Arbor Elf. He has a Fatal Push in hand. This is what I'm betting on. Or he's just really not concerned about the Blood Moon. Maybe he's got some basics in hand. Okay, he just had that. Okay, fair enough. So now I wish we had kept the Blood Moon. Yeah. So things are going his way. I mean, he's having to play very reactively. Let's just hope that the dude does not have a Gurmag Angler or Tasigur in hand. Opt, okay. He probably does. This will fuel it out, right? There's 5 cards there. No, okay. Alright, so he's kind of playing a very, you know, reactive match. Cool. So, Nissa, Voice of Zendikar is actually a pretty good draw. I'm going to go ahead and take the Stomping Ground here. I hate taking all the burn. But over the course of the next couple of turns, she's really going to clog the board up. Next turn, we'll get Courser of Kruphix down. That should help us hit our lands. We're going to say no to the Miracled Bonfire. We'll make another plant. All right. Kind of wondering, was he just maybe distracted for just a moment? Cursor is so strong. Isn't that cool? Awesome. So we won't crack that likely. We will wait on the Acid Moss. Faeries. Oh, we're playing Faeries? Okay. Well, that completely changes the dynamic. That makes Bonfire of the Damned a lot better if he lands a Bitterblossom, for sure. So he just runs out the Spellstutter Sprite. Well, I guess Spellstutter Sprite is weak against us because of how high our... Okay, cool. Our mana costs are on most of our cards. Not to mention that he needs more Faeries on board to make it good. Alright. I'd like to say I know how to sideboard for this match because I've actually played the Faeries deck before. So he's probably doing Snapcasters. So we need to address the board. Excuse me. We need to address the graveyard, and we need to a way to sweep some of his nonsense. I think we've got that main deck already with Bonfire. I don't know that we really need to bring in Anger. He's not doing anything with artifacts that I can think of outside of the possibility of one of the swords. I can't remember if it's like Feast and Famine or not. So we'll take out Nissa. She's unnecessary. We definitely want our flyers in there. Yeah, he's probably running at least half of his deck is probably. We'll take out one Blood Moon. Half of his deck is probably non-basics. He should be running at least 3 to 4 Snapcasters. So I think. Let's see. I always have to wonder. I always have to read Grafdigger's Cage. Creature cards. Okay. Yeah. Can't cast spells from graveyards or libraries. So that shuts down Snapcaster Mages. And we can probably maybe just go down. Maybe go down an Acid Moss. I'd like a way to blow up Bitterblossom. Mentioned that earlier before the video started. And if he does have, we go down a Tireless Tracker for an Ancient Grudge. I don't want to dilute the deck down too much. Baloth will be good if we start getting smacked by a bunch of tokens in the air. Win us back a little bit of life. Hard threat for him to deal with. Alright. So the hand is good, except we have too much land, and we don't have a ramp spell. Mulliganing is very key to success with this deck. He's going to likely have discard spell that's going to either take one of these two, and then we're stuck with nothing to do for 4 turns. So we'll mull this, and that's much better. If he has the turn, we'll put that on top, because we'll need the land if he has the discard and he takes the Utopia Sprawl, which he likely does have the discard. Yeah. So if he takes the Utopia Sprawl, we lead on turn 1, Grafdigger's Cage. If he takes the Blood Moon, we lead on Utopia Sprawl. So it is what it is. And I'm not exactly sure what his discard package is. When you're running Bitterblossom, which I'm assuming he has, we just didn't see it last game, too many Thought Seizes can be taxing on your life when you're losing one each turn from the Blossom. So he may be doing more like 4 Inquisition, 2 Thoughtseize, maybe even 4 Inquisition, 0 Thoughtseize. I'd be at least running a couple. Thoughtseize is just too good. Okay, so he takes Utopia Sprawl. Understandable. Not a bad pick, which makes me glad that we kept our Windswept Heath. Alright, so that shuts down any Snapcaster shenanigans, because with blue and black, he shouldn't have a way to deal with any artifacts without, like, Echoing Truth or something of that nature. We'll play Windswept Heath. Pass the turn. And we'll grab, we need a red source, we'll grab a Stompy Ground. Opt was not in the format, it hadn't been reprinted. When I was playing the Faeries deck. So, at least I don't guess it was. I know it was reprinted in this set, yeah, the dinosaur set, and I hadn't seen it played before, so I'm assuming that it was more of like a legacy card, something like that, that just wasn't played in Modern, not because it wasn't playable, but because it wasn't legal for the format, because it required a reprint. Someone can correct me on that if they'd like. Alright. So Nature's Claim is pretty sweet in case he gets the Blossom. So we'll drop our land. Now, what could he have? Could he be holding something up for the Blood Moon is the big question. Could he have boarded in negates? Could he have boarded in mana leaks? I'm not sure. What I am sure about is Blood Moon wrecks him and we win the match. So landing it feels pretty imperative. 5 cards in hand. In a deck like that, I'm sure is sideboarding some stuff. He knows we have the Blood Moon. He knows we have the Blood Moon. If I pass the turn to him, what's he do? He could potentially have another discard spell, at which point he takes the Nature's Claim. Let's risk it and play it out. Yeah. I figured as much. Okay, there's Bitterblossom. We're still a ways off on Chandra. So he had 1 negate. He could Spell Stutter Sprite our Nature's Claim. So I think we need to be a little more. Let's see if he does anything end of turn. He does. Snapcaster. Okay. Nature's Claim. Perfect. That worked out great. So now he just has a very vanilla Snapcaster Mage. Sure, he's getting in for 2. But it is what it is. He is down to 2 cards. Yeah, getting that Blood Moon in there, gosh, it would have been good. We are a land off from Chandra and a land off of Stormbreath. So, Stormbreath is going to wreck him to a degree. Arbor Elf ain't quite it, but... yeah. I just had the feeling that he had that negate. Him knowing what was in our hand was pretty clutch. It would be awesome to draw another Blood Moon. That would just absolutely annihilate him. Now I'm kind of... did we go down to 3 Blood Moon? I kind of feel bad about that now because we're going to be taking so much off of Tar Pit. But I hate taking 5 right here. We can play the Stormbreath though. Unless he has Fatal Push. That would suck. Okay. So bump, bump, bump. Oops. Undo. Tap for red. Untap. Tap for red. Green. And Stormbreath should not be something he can deal with. And we're going to hold it up as a road bump. The next turn, we will play Chandra. And that should start to kind of change the game a little bit. Okay, so no, he plays Go for the Throat. Interesting. Okay, so maybe we've lost. So I guess we have to play Tireless Tracker here. Play our land to get our clue. Oh, Lord. We can't block the Creeping Tar Pit, unfortunately. The only way we win is we peel a Blood Moon off the top. He gets in with Reflector Mage, Snapcaster Mage, excuse me, and I guess I trade with the Tireless Tracker. We can't crack our Windswept Heath. Well, you know, we might trade with the Arbor Elf. I'm not sure yet. This is a hard game to come back from. Not getting that Blood Moon down was pretty hard on us. But we'll be on the play next turn. So okay. Alright. So does he make a sack? So here comes the Tar Pit. Well, that was a mistake. No, it wasn't necessarily. Because he didn't make us sack a dude pre-board. Or pre-combat. Okay. So we have to trade right here. And then... So he makes us discard our Chandra. Right. Unless he really doesn't want us to... Oh, okay. So, crack our clue. That's not a Blood Moon. And... if it wasn't for the Creeping Tar Pit, and it's funny because we're a land destruction deck that never got to play a single land destruction spell, right? Okay. So he's playing a lot of counter magic. I didn't see any artifacts. We'll go down that. Let's grab our 4th Blood Moon, bring that back in. Grafdigger's Cage was good. Excuse me, I do like that. What would have been handy? Nature's Claim in there. I want to keep that. I don't think there's anything else we keep in. We just kind of, unfortunately, yeah. Unfortunately, we weren't able to fire off the Blood Moon, which is exactly what we need to do this match. We've got the ramp, but it's not the right kind. Bird dies to Fatal Push on his turn. When we ship the turn back, we really need that turn to Blood Moon. Ugh. Well, we've got a little bit of ramp. There's no pressure. But we have a Nature's Claim. An Acid Moss. We can't get down for a couple of turns. We'll bottom that. I don't love it. I feel like this was a bad decision. Probably should have gone down to 5. What'd you keep the no lander, dude? You're thinking hard about what land to play? There you go. Okay, so no turn 1 discard is great. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. That's what we wanted. That is exactly what we wanted. We'll just grab a forest right here. Well, we could take a mountain and then grab a forest with Windswept Heath. Yeah, let's do that. Brilliant. Now, we're head on mana. We just need to... Oh, Blood Moon would be so clutch right here. Oh, okay. That's fine, too. Let's play that. And we're a land destruction deck, right? That's what we do. Oh, brilliant. Okay, so let's definitely crack that. We haven't hit Blood Moon yet. We do have a Primal Command if we hit a land. Alright, so let's fire off Primal Command and grab Storm Breath Dragon, I believe. What's our other? What else do we want to do? He doesn't have any permits. Yeah. Target player gains 7 life. Search for a creature card. Reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle your library. Okay. We want to choose us. Bump, 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 bump. Okay, so we want do we want Storm Breath or do we want Huntmaster? We might just take Huntmaster here. Play it next turn because he's going to have a hard time playing any spells and he's going to take some beats off that guy. Let's try it. At least we get, when we play it, at least we get some tokens, right? So he can't just kill both of them. Inferno Titan will be sweet when it hits. And I assume he doesn't play anything on his turn. So Huntmaster will flip, deal him damage. Or does he play something? Is he gonna crack both of his fetches and take 6 damage? What for a bit? Okay. What for a Bitterblossom? Does he feel inclined to? Does he feel obligated to play something to keep the Huntmaster from flipping? Is it gotta go for the throat? Is he just gonna kill it? Collective Brutality. And okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay. So maybe we should have took the Storm Breath. Land? Nope. Chandra is cool though. So we are able to land the Chandra. So next turn, we are absolutely Inferno Tightening. So he didn't have to go for the throat. He had Collective Brutality. Fair enough. But my suspicion was that he would have some removal. Now, Inferno Titan's going to just fucking wreck Bitterblossom. He could have had to go for the throat, in which case it would have just been, Storm Breath would have been done. And we wouldn't still have our wolf. This is tempting, but does it do as much as just playing Inferno Titan? We could go for 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. Nah, we'll keep it in case he does run some guys out, because Bonfire will be easy to play. So we add 2, bump, bump, bump. That is 5. We don't have to tap all those. We can hold back a force, right? And at 6, so Inferno Titan, he's a real card. If he has to go for the throat, that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So effectively, the Huntmaster has done, what, 4 damage? 6 damage so far. Bitterblossom might end up killing him. Yup, alright, good deal. So yeah, I played the Faeries deck some time ago, like way early in the year, just out of curiosity. not too long after Bitterblossom had been unbanned, and I don't know. It's such a risque deck. Like I didn't see anything out of him that I was playing. Like I didn't see any Vendilion clicks, any of the big one that you champion a fairy with, where he kind of like just takes one off the board or whatever, and yeah, like those cards are pretty clutch. I mean, they offer some pretty awesome combat tricks. Didn't see any of that out of him. Of course, um, game 3 we just blew up all his lands, but you know, kind of took control from there. But yeah, I just don't. I don't think the deck has quite got enough to be a very impressive control deck. So not right now. It's got some stuff. I mean, you can win sometimes, but uh, it's expensive to build too. I mean, lots of dual lands. You got to go get all of your fetches, shocks, dark slick shores, all that stuff, and lots of expensive um, spells. I didn't see any cryptic commands out of them. You know, that's a card that you would want to be running in there. Set of snapcasters, you know, or 2 or 3, maybe even 4 snapcasters. Come on, that shit gets expensive and it's just not powerful enough. So, all right, thanks for watching, guys. We're off to a good start in the league. Let's close this video and we will move on to round 2. Thanks.